So first and foremost, again, this is the 0-day expiration class where we go over potential setups for tomorrow. For 0 days, and just so I can clarify what I mean by 0 day is the contracts that we're looking at for tomorrow expire tomorrow as well. And so there's a bit of risk, actually, I guess, considering in comparison to other contracts, it's very risky to take these 0-day trades. But what comes with great risk comes with great reward. So what we've done is identify the process that we go through to locate those potential setups for Fridays. And, we just simply execute them when the day comes. And so we tend to anticipate what's going to happen based on this call, and so we've had some real good success from it pretty consistently for the last year that I've been doing these. I think I started these around May or June of last year. So pretty consistent, man. Just been consistently winning with these. So so if you're a newer trader to the game, you're still learning, you're new to the strat, you may not understand all the entries and exits and everything. It's okay if you just want to utilize this class just to learn and not, you don't have to take these trades per se tomorrow. You can just kind of monitor, see what we're going to do, see how these trades play out, all that kind of stuff. Also, tomorrow is Bring a Friend Friday. So if you got somebody that you want to, come and check out the pack, listen in, trade with you, whatever, tomorrow's the day. And then lastly, when I complete these, I typically do a watch list. One for the pack that, I send out with the group in the PDF version. And then I also, majority of the time, not every week, but a lot of times I'll do a watch list on my YouTube channel. So like and subscribe so you can get the updates for that. So with all the housekeeping done, let's get into it. First thing, that I like to look at when kind of developing a watch list or just kind of looking at, the setups for the 0 days, I typically like to look for 4-hour, setups on a 4-hour time frame. Particularly, I like inside setups. If we were looking into, if this was bullish market, I presume that we're going to have a good many downside setups, but SPY's at a BF, so we'll see. But typically, if we were looking for a bullish type of setup, I'm looking for like that Chicago setup, which works really well on the 4-hour time frame. However, that kind of evolved into looking at more of the inside setups. I didn't want to be exclusionary with potential opportunities and things of that nature. So what we do is we identify inside setups, primarily. We also look for other setups if the situation calls for it. We don't go and look for everything under the sun. We go and identify potential setups for tomorrow only. And we have a system and a process. There's certain setups we can look at and identify. I don't only look at the inside 4-hour, but it's always a good indicator for me because my rationale and thought process is that I am targeting continuation plays. I'm not looking for reversals and all that jazz on the 0-day setups. I'm looking for continuation plays, things that are already moving in force, and I just want to get on a moving train. That's exactly what I'm trying to look for. So I'm not really looking for these, dynamite reversals and things of that nature. I typically just want to see what's been moving early, or just what has relative strength is probably the best word or the best way to characterize it. And then from there, I'll develop that list based on these different scenarios that I have that may occur in the trading day. And then if I so choose to take those trades, I will go ahead and execute. And so I do a process of analyzing the contracts as well as adding broad formations to these tickers as after I've kind of developed this list. And that kind of helps me filter down into like a very refined, like buttoned up list. So if you see my list and it has 7-10 tickers on it, just know I probably started with like 30 or 40 to get down to that 10. So anyway, let's take a look. And then also, if you guys have any tickers you want me to look at for tomorrow, and I'll repeat, for tomorrow, please drop them in the chat and I will definitely get to them. And so without any more of my talking, we're going to get into this 4-hour setup here. We're going to take a look and see what's on the inside 4 and see what tickers we got. I guess we could start with the upside, but I have a sense the majority of our setups will be to the downside. But as you all saw, we got SPY sitting right here on, sitting on a BF. So we'll see. I don't think it showed much life at the end of the day. Yeah, I didn't think so. So anyway, let's get into these setups. So we got 178 on this list right here. I definitely, and we don't go through all of the tickers. We kind of cherry pick the ones that we feel will, that we're more familiar with. I'll probably say first. And then as we kind of think about sectors and relative strength, things of that nature, then we can kind of hone in on certain tickers. But we don't want to be like judgmental or anything like that. We want to make sure we take a look at everything objectively that we deem reasonable. So just saying that because there's tickers on here that I'm not gonna look at. So for those of you that are new, just understand that's why. But I see a lot of it's like gold and stuff like that on there too. So GDX and stuff. So let's take a look at GDX. And it does. It has a 4-hour setup here. We are in conflict. The macros are bloody, just like everything else. Just continuation to the downside. It's one of those situations where you look at it like, man, it showed like buyers are present. I think it's worthy of just kind of setting the trigger. But I think again, you got to look at, are we going to have one of these situations where we're going to have continued behavior in the way that it's done these last, I guess, 2 days, you could say, or a day and a half. If you feel that it is, then this is a good play to take. If you feel something's going to change, then it may not be, just because of the overall continuity is to the downside on the macros. So just something to consider. I'm actually going to put a trigger for it just to see. 3087. So it did a rev strat today, actually. So all right, GDX. I usually play GLD over GDX, but same thing essentially. Well, kind of, sort of. So right here we got Procter and Gamble, PG. So with PG, obviously we've been pushing down. We did have a rev strat today, but it looks like we had a hammer shooter counter. Looks to me we could be setting up for a rev strat back to the downside tomorrow on this one to kind of behave like it did yesterday. No, I'm sorry. Similar to what it did this afternoon. PG, I mean, I like it more to the downside. I think that day was just one of those TTO type of days today. So I'd be inclined to look to the downside on this one, with Chicago setting up below 132.78. Be my trigger 132.80. I don't know if that was a Chicago or not. that was Chicago. So then also on the day, we've got a rev share at potentially to the downside. So we'll see. I'll just look at this first initial trigger, see if you could take it back to this first target of 130.60. Will be my thought process. And we could set the day trigger as well, just to have it marked. $130.60. Okay. All right, let's keep it moving. We got B big. Gold is pumping. Precious metals. At $2, not playing it. And another thing, typically for these 0 days, I try to stay away from the smaller caps. Just a rule I have. I think it's not just like a blanket thing for every small cap per se, but I think in terms of just in my experience, I've seen where the smaller caps, if you are correct in, like, understanding the direction that it's going, you can definitely get some wins. But what I've realized is that a lot of times they'll go to that first target or so, maybe the second, and then they'll kind of fizzle out, so to speak. So I try to stay more towards the larger caps, just because I want that sustained buy-in. I'm not looking for a scalp move. I'm looking for more of like a half day move, couple hours. I mean, even an hour or two. I'm not, it doesn't have to be a 3-hour trade or something like that. But I'm looking for more than a scalp. So really looking for continuity as well as relative strength in the morning. So, but I mean, there's going to be opportunities from this list that we gather tonight. You'll see some decent opportunities. WPM, I kind of like whatever on this one, but especially for 0 days, it is showing that the afternoon shows some buyers. It may be one you want to set triggers for. Me personally, I just think it's gonna push back to the downside. It hasn't. Buyers haven't shown up strong enough yet, in my opinion. I want to set a trigger though. This is the upside trigger. So getting all these out the way, you see it's all like precious metals though. 8. I'm gonna leave the day trigger off right now. Just one, I'll set it later. Feel differently. All right, let's keep it going. Now, let's look to the downside. We got a lot of red over here. First one we're gonna look at is Dollar General. No, just sitting in some longs on that one. This one just kind of been sideways all week. Choppy. Let's see here. So first off, on the 4-hour, we're just sitting on top of this broad information, which actually isn't a bad thing. I mean, I'm inclined to think this is a TTO overall on DG. So I actually think this one could push to the upside tomorrow. Just depends on how we open up. But I think this one could potentially be pushing to the upside tomorrow. We'll see, because as you can see over the last 2 weeks, it's created a lot of wicks fighting with this broad information. So if we don't go back and retest under it tomorrow or anything like that, I think we'll be okay. But yeah, this one doesn't look too bad. Gonna throw a trigger on it. And because I'm already in it, so I'm kind of already monitoring it. All right, 94. Let's keep it rolling. All right. We got Bowen. Colgate. Look at that Bowen, y'all. I know y'all like that Bowen. So, yeah, I like Bowen almost as much as Apple. All right. Bowen. Setting up for a 3-2-2 next week. Don't look bad. Afternoon didn't show me much strength though. So yeah, it's actually giving you a shooter on Boeing. I think with this one right here is just there's just a lot of conflict. So I would be cautious of that. However, in the short term, it has shown that buyers are present, even though we didn't like what happened in the afternoon. It's created a shooter, which I mean, shouldn't. I mean, honestly, it's kind of okay to see it doing that, but it dropped down to 113, so I think it just hit some algos and just getting bought up from the algos, to be honest. So I mean, my inclination would be to take it back short to the downside, below this 132.85 level, which actually I'm gonna set a trigger for that. I don't see it to the upside. But as y'all know, I don't like Boeing at all. So y'all just do your own analysis on Boeing. $132.85. All that green, I see that thing right there. All right, let's keep it rolling. We got BMY, then KMB, Bristol Myers, then Kimberly Clark. Look at that. Staples got there and did show some strength today. Forgot about that. They gapped down into the algo. That's what happened. So BMY, Bristol Myers Healthcare. We're looking at a 212 potential setup. This is an upside looking setup here. Hammer on the 4 hour. You hear the surprise in my voice. So we're looking for a 212 on the 4 hour. 72.65. I'll be taking a look at that one just to see how that one plays out. It should be interesting. Also on the day, we're looking at a 122 setup. $72.81. Okay, let's see. Let's keep it going. Bristol Myers. Don't forget to drop y'all tickers in the chat because I'm gonna come to those tickers in a minute. Norfolk Southern. I don't know them. I'm not gonna play them tomorrow though. I just want to take a look at the chart. Chart don't look bad for the. And I guess in a micro sense, chart looks strong. Never played them before, but I know the company very well. Okay, Norfolk. I'm gonna be nosy. Set an alert. All right. Okay, 322 on the day. 224.61. Okay, let's keep it rolling. You got UMP. Railroad showing up. It's a lot of industrials. UMP. That is not industrials though. Oh yes, it is. I'm tripping. That's railroads. Yeah. These industrials all showing similar setups. 322s potentially on a day. This one's got a BF over top of his head. You know how I feel about that. I don't really be liking that. I'm gonna check out the contracts tonight though. See what we got. $208.77. So if it does a 322 tomorrow, it'll be a clean one. I'll tell you that. $58. Okay. Oh, toothpaste. We ain't talked about toothpaste in a while, y'all. Okay. Toothpaste is going down. Okay. It's getting held up on this broad information right here though. It's making lower highs. Downside. We'll see what happens with this BF. But I like it. I like it to go down tomorrow. It's really about your risk tolerance, watching it go through the BF. Now, once you take entry though, I'll probably be looking. I'll have to show you this in a second. 73. 73. So after entry, I probably would only look to take it to like 73.30 in that area. I see like that's potentially where it'll bounce. So not sure if it's enough meat on that bone for folks. Setup is there though. You don't have to do much though on a 0 day, so keep that in mind. CSX UNH. All these things trying to show like little red hammers. It's funny. But what I've seen though is like overwhelming amount of industrial tickers. This one doesn't look as strong as the other ones, but it's showing like the same kind of setup. I'm gonna leave it, but it looks the same like UMP. I wonder if cat's on here. Okay, let's keep going. Okay, Disney. We still short in Disney, right? Disney try to show they hit the algo range. Disney ain't going nowhere but down. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, more continuation to the downside tomorrow on Disney. That's what I see. Even though it's giving you a red hammer, I still, give you an outside morning. But I mean, I still think it's gonna go down, 2 down on the day tomorrow at some point. I don't see how it can go up unless the market just says, you know what, I'm gonna let everybody go up tomorrow. Excuse me. Okay, Disney LLY is next. Eli Lilly. I'm gonna leave you alone, Eli. What Eli's doing is 2-2 red to the downside on the month. So you got, what is this two? That's $5. Okay, that's what I thought. So yeah, Eli Lilly. I have nothing to suggest that this is gonna go up tomorrow. I think it's gonna push right back down, but could have hit a volume shelf or something like that. Yeah, I mean Eli Lilly, I still think it's gonna go down to the downside. We about to hit this month trigger as well. I just don't like it tomorrow. I don't like how it looks for tomorrow though. I'll just leave it. Lee MDT, that brother investor for legacy, been killing it. Yeah, see, this one right here has been showing relative strength. So this is one that you want to look at to say, okay, I might have some action to the upside. Because right now, majority of things will not. Boss Game always says it. Like it doesn't matter what the market's doing; it matters what your play is doing. So this is one of those situations. So it's a stop picker situation. You already know he been on China for a minute. That boy loves some China. 32. He called it out for the pack. Solid right there. Oh, we're gonna take advantage of opportunities is really the message here. Don't matter if it's to the upside or the downside. Let's go. We got a real strat set up on the day. 32.16. MDT HD. Oh boy. Medical and industrial. That's pretty much what I'm seeing. Medical overall, just not thinking about any particular tickers. Overall, medical looks like it's trying to show a little something tomorrow. Industrials looks a little bit stronger, depending on which ticker you're looking at. Just looking at these tickers and their setups and correlating that with the sector they're in. I'm like, okay. This one right here though is like it ain't done shit. This is flat. So I'll just leave MDT alone. My inclination is that it's going to continue to the downside though. So you do have a setup below 87.02 for MDT, gap down today. So I mean that would be my thought. But yeah, I'll leave that one up. I'm gonna leave it be. I like MDT though. HD. Okay. It's like HD. Got rejected at the top of the range. And it's coming back, testing this BF. So, man, All this continuity to the downside, and you're gonna give me one green 4 hour. Y'all trying to set me up. So yeah, so with this one, again, because of the setup, look for, I mean, it's giving you this very beautiful hammer. So I mean, maybe you could take it to the upside against the grain to maybe to that first target, but I'm really looking at it to the downside. Either it's gonna, maybe like gap down a little bit, or it goes 2 up in the morning and then fails at 2 up and comes back and makes a outside 3 on the 4 hour for that morning candle. But HD is one of those. It typically will pick a direction in the morning, so I'm inclined to think it's going to go down. But the setup on the afternoon is giving you like bullishness. So just got to respect the price action of what's happening in that short term, especially if you're talking about a 0-day trade. So the more prudent move, if it's giving you an upside setup like that, even though it's fully like continuity looking the other way, you may just want to leave it. It's just one of those judgment calls you have to make. I'm thinking downside though. So let's do it. Okay, y'all still in T? Afternoon gave people some hope, huh? Some hopium. I ain't taking that bait. I'll be wrong all day long. All right, AT&T. I don't like this 4 hour candle, considering what continuity is telling us. I'm gonna leave AT&T to its own thing. We 2 down on the month. Yeah, I'm cool. Yep, next quarter we're setting up. Yeah. If anything, just similar to the last one, maybe it goes 2 up in the morning and then creates an outside right after. It goes right back down. WBA, GME. All right, so WBA, this thing look weak, super weak. So let's take a look at WBA here. 212 to the downside. $39.44. That will give us continuation of the day, and I'll be looking just to take it to this BF level here, right below $39. Okay, let me stop there, and then I'm gonna start going through the chat, see what tickers we got. Start at the top. Looking at XOM, SLV calls. Let's take a look at both of them. XOM. Let's see here. Yeah, I mean, you already know what's about to happen with energy. Sometimes the setup ain't gonna tell you what's really about to happen. So I mean, energy at that level right there, you could see some potential buying coming in right there. So I mean, not bad. I know you're probably talking about swinging at XOM. 0 days and just kind of like, I don't know. If we get a rev strat, then we're cooking with grease. And then SLV. This one here looks like continuation play for tomorrow. You would just need to find an intraday. Oh, you holding $20 call? Oh yeah, you in there. Yeah, you're just looking for an intraday place to add potentially. But we're looking for a TT 322 on the week. It's not gonna go outside week tomorrow, but 2064, I mean, that would be a hell of a day for silver, but yeah. Yeah, I like those. I like those, friend. All right, beyond Miss Rome. How we doing? How we doing? I like that one. That one looking juicy. Uh-huh. Yeah, that's a say no more play right there. Like, oh, yeah, look at that. Oh, say no more. 2382. And then we got a daily trigger as well. 212 on the day. $23.08. Very nice. That was clean. Yeah, BNY look good. Neo. Okay, Neo, it's another opportunity. I like the way that, hey, China been performing. These EV stocks been showing up. Above 1925. 19.2. That's solid. I don't like that daily. I don't like that daily candle though. So I mean, if you were to pick this one or Lee, I'd probably stick to Lee. So yeah, the thing with T Slim, man, I think this little 4-hour candle here is a damn pump fake. I don't trust it. Looking at the rest of the time frames, I don't trust that. I don't trust it enough to put my money in. I say that's why I didn't really like T. Now, we bounced off the broad information and we showing some scrimp. I gotta say that like scrimp with like Gucci Man say scrimp. This may be one. Oh, tomorrow's expiration too, so there should be some people at the party. We'll see what happens though. 66.29. Oh, yeah, that shit right at trigger. It's gonna trigger immediately in the morning. She's strong. DRFK. Boy, you pulled one out. Boy, you pulled that out the bag. I was like, okay, that might not have been the right one. Oh, okay, DKNG. I'm like, what? Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Oh yeah, so DraftKings Rev Strat on the day. We just looking for continuation tomorrow. I ain't worried about them little ass bias came in at the end of the day. Yeah, continuation on the day as well. That's continuation play. Ain't no setup though. Yeah, WBA look weak. Yeah. Yeah, T looks good. You just gotta determine what your thought is on it. See how we open up tomorrow for T. That's gonna be dependent on the market structure. So we'll see. It has a fire setup to the upside. The problem is all the other time frames are telling you information against that one time frame. So that's the only problem. Will we have that in the morning? Chewy Chewy's been flat for, I don't know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 weeks. But there may be opportunity within this. The good thing is it hasn't been falling like the rest of the stuff. I mean, some of this stuff just been falling out the floor. I guess it kind of already did its fall, I guess you could say. But Chewy is one you could consider. You've got a rev potential on the 4 hour above 28.45. I'm kind of chilling on Chewy. I don't like the topsy turvy up and down. But if you did want to take it tomorrow, depending on if you took the 4 hour today, but either if you took that first target on the day at $30 flat, $30.01, looks good. But yeah, you could see some upward movement tomorrow on Chewy. It wouldn't be a zero day call without looking at Coke, Mr. Brown Strat King. Yeah, so this one right here is stuck. She's stuck. She's stuck between two BFs. I don't know if I want to play her. But you do have the setup there, and that's the 122 on the day, above 59.52. Yeah, I don't know if I want to play it though. I'm not even gonna set the trigger. I'm gonna leave it be. Netflix. Excuse me. All right, so Netflix. Looking at a 212. We ain't heard much out of tech, huh? 172. Wow. Yeah. We got the inside day set up as well. Nice secondary trigger to have on the day. Let's see, 212. $171.56. Let's keep going. Uh-oh. KOET. ET look like it might have a little bit more downside movement in it. But it's been, honestly though, it's been one of the weaker ones on the energy side, relatively speaking. Look at this chart and then look at some of the others. So ET, I would just look for a continuation to the downside on ET for tomorrow. Yeah, the SO be paying, man. REI. This one here, 212. I'm inclined to think more downside movement tomorrow. Just continuation. You might have to wait a little while before it does it, but that's what I'm thinking. More downside movement. Yeah, the WPMs. WPM ASA, yeah. We marked that one. We threw an upside trigger on it. Only because of the silver. If silver is pushing, that's gonna make WPM push up. Let's take a look at O Realty. I know O Realty was showing some strength today. Yeah. Looks like this area, buyers like to show up. So on this one, on Realty, it is behaving as expected when it gets in this price level. So you got a couple triggers you could take advantage of for tomorrow. Obviously, these are upside setups. First one would be that 212 to the upside above 64.57. The thing with real estate, just got to confirm people at the party for that 0-day expiration. The fact that it's a quarterly expiration also, I think you'll be fine. There should be plenty there. And then also on the day, you got a 212 above 64.91. So Realty looks solid. You always want more continuity, but I mean, it's just like in a little micro sense, looks like you might get a little pop, and that's how a lot of these look. Like you might get little pops, and then they're gonna come back down to the downside. So I don't really. If I feel like that's gonna happen, I'm not gonna really throw it on my list. And then this looks like this NEE and SO, they just alternate. When one's going, the other one's chilling, and vice versa. So NEE, I would look for continuation on the 4-hour. On the day, I'd be looking for continuation as well. Yeah, this is a straight on continuation play. But again, you're gonna have to wait until it does it. It's got some orders and some price to fill. And then Intel. So Intel, it hammered out in the afternoon session, looks like. So be mindful of that. We could get a push up. Looks like we got a BF at around $38 flat. And on the day, same thing. More continuation is what we're looking for. So you're just looking for continuation. The issue with a lot of these is that you had a lot of buyers come show up in the afternoon today. So they put everybody with a dilemma, especially if you're trying to play expiration. It just puts people in a dilemma now because afternoon gave you strength. So now it's like, do I play to the upside to these tickers, the things that have been going down for all this time? Or do we just stick to what we've been doing and playing these to the downside? So, so that's kind of like what I've seen so far. And I'll just kind of go through a few more on this scan list that we didn't touch on. Let's see, GPS and FedEx. This is Gap GPS. Inside 4-hour, 2 down on the day. Looks like more downside to me. Just we got wick created in the afternoon, so we're kind of like, it's one of those situations where you like, again, it's a 4-hour time frame, so this will create those outside, candles, but it's showing you that where buyers were present in the afternoon, or at least this price level, there's a lot of buyers that show up. However, overall, in the macro sense, this thing is going to continue to push down. So I don't like the way the setup looks here. It's like it could go either way because of the inside day. Continuity tells me to play it to the downside, so that would be the trigger I'd look for. I wouldn't want to play an upside setup on this. If it went upside, I'd just leave it. I don't play the strat like it's either side. I play one side and then I have my reasons for it. And then also Gap is $8 stock, so it's another thing. Actually, I'm gonna save my energy in typing that, but it's one that it probably will have some people at the party. So just be mindful of that. And for folks that are new people at the party means there is a adequate amount of what do you call it? Open interest. What the hell's going on over here? This thing jumping around. Whew, FedEx. Yeah, so FedEx outside week. FedEx being bipolar, it hit the other side of that broadening formation. Hit the top side of BF yesterday. Nice rejection. I think it's going to try to make its way to the other side of the range. Actually, no. This is a bottom of a BF. So, well, I'll probably need to draw some more BFs to actually see where it could get caught up at, because I don't have them all drawn on this one. Let me draw a couple current ones to see. But FedEx looks a little bipolar right now. Yeah. So, yeah, okay. Yeah, so looks like it is hitting a BF right here. That's why BFs tell you what's gonna happen. Hold on. All right, so we could get a little bounce right here. Because of all this conflict going on, I would just leave it. I wouldn't even play it. I just let it be. Let it figure itself out. Let's check on crowd. See how this crowd's doing. Man, this thing giving you so much chop. Don't get caught up in chop. So, you know, it's all chop to me. Crowd showing a little bit more strength, but I don't like it. It's not picking a direction. I would just leave it. I mean, the setup gives you like, oh, it could give you an upside move tomorrow. The 212 on the 4 hour, back to the upside. Yeah, entry above 157.71 on crowd, and then real strat on the day above 161.45. So, I mean, you got those setups, but I don't personally like it. Last EV, I guess. XPEL. We don't look at the other ones. Okay, this one looks better than Neo, but not as good as Lee. So yeah, 212 on the 4 hour. Where are we at on the quarter? Okay. End of the quarter's tomorrow, so that's why I keep checking it. Hammer shooter combo. I like Lee, the way Lee's chart looks better. I don't need to tag every one of them. All right. LVS. All right, so let's take a look at LVS and Moderna. Oh, looking for continuation on the day. I like this. I like what this sets up at, right below a BF. I like this LVS. $30.70. Yeah, Moderna and Halliburton. They know they wrong for giving people these 4-hour candles, trying to make people think something's gonna go up. Afternoon. This is crazy. Okay. Moderna. You got true conflict. You got all the micros saying one thing, all the macros saying something else. So we gonna stay out the way and let them figure it out. Halliburton, Teladoc. Halliburton Energy look like 2 down tomorrow. Looks like you got a downside set up on Halley. 212 on the 4-hour below 33.30. Okay. Teladoc. Zoom, Jamia, plug. Again, Zoom, not gonna set a trigger on it. Check them Greeks though if you do decide to play it. But we're looking at continuation on the day. Looks like there's some buyers showing up in this level, so we'll see. It's point of control level, so we'll see if it actually that holds up. Again, I don't trust anything to the upside unless it's been showing more than just a day or two strength or a week. Let's go. Let's check out plug. And get this BF projection. 4-hour candle shows buyers. When you got that kind of conflict, I'm gonna lean towards what it's been doing over a period of time versus that short little pop. So let's keep rolling. There ain't many tickers left. There's only a couple left now that I want to look at. Uber at $20. Spot under 100. Okay, you got the 212. It is trying to make a red hammer. 2 down. So again, because of the industrial aspect of it, there might be some potential for this one to push up. I like it to the downside, to be honest. I like this setup below $20.16. You just may have to wait for it, but that's what really these setups are gonna do tomorrow. You just gotta wait for them to go down. They're not gonna immediately trigger. Looks like we had some buying in the afternoon, so that's gonna get some people to buy to the upside. So we might get a short pop in the morning, and then back to regularly scheduled programming in the afternoon or even late morning. You know how it goes. After that first corrective activity of the day, the stuff that's really weak will fall, and the stuff that really has strength will stay up or at least go sideways or not fall as bad. We'll be there. We'll be there. All right. What else do I want to look at that's left on here? We went through a lot of tickers, so I don't even think I need to go to another scan right now. We got Snap on here. D-Dog. We're gonna check out D-Dog. Snap looks clean for a setup tomorrow. That looks solid. $12. Oh, good. 12.18. And last ticket we'll look at is D-Dog. Let y'all go. 12.14. Uh-oh. Okay, and then D-Dog. D-Dog still dropping under 82. I told y'all on my watch list, like, hey, 85 was like really like the conservative target. We at 81.99 right now, so still chugging along. Don't really see much other than this broad information that might try to give it some juice for a day or two. But that's about it. 0 days are play. Just check your Greeks on it though. 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay. Yeah. So let me double check. That PG 130 put, 1000% play. Okay. But yeah, that's it, people. I guess that'll pretty much sum it up. I see you got in late on the FedEx nerd. We did check out FedEx. This one here looks interesting because we went rejected off the top of a BF, came back down to another BF, and then we showed a little bit of buying. So it's really like it's a chop. I mean, it's an outside week. I'm inclined to kind of watch it play out. I will say that based on this broad information level, it could do a potential rev strat tomorrow. But if you look at just kind of like the overall, it's just been trending downwards overall. So it's like, are we going to take an upside play against the grain for a short-term move and get out kind of deal? So those are the questions you got to ask yourself on FedEx. But that thing shot up out of there this week with the big gap up, got the rejection. Now it's at another BF. So we got to see if it's going to get held up or if it's going to open up and go below that BF tomorrow. So, and if it does that, then we're going to try to go test that gap. But the first target to the downside will be that 219.58. So we'll see if that is actually how it plays out. And then just the last real quick, VXX. You know how VIX does. We're looking for this thing to continue tomorrow, but just be mindful with the choppy nature of the market right now. So if we do get that afternoon push up, I mean, if we get continued activity from the afternoon push up, you can see this VIX push down a little bit, but I don't feel like that's going to happen for long. VIX will be back up tomorrow. I just don't see how we could have just a crazy bullish day tomorrow. So that's my synopsis for today. I'm gonna get this call up and record it. Up and download it so I can get it posted, and then y'all can, watch at your leisure or whatever the case may be. But then also I'm gonna get my watch list out later this evening. As you know, I'll be doing my watch list on my YouTube channel. Please like and subscribe. Mrcheckmyresume. I get my personal watch list for the 0 days on YouTube. And then I'll post this class as well as my watch list later on this evening, and I'll catch y'all in the morning, bright and early, ready to take some of this chicken out. And just remember, keep those hedges close to you for tomorrow if you're not in them. If we do get the bearish activity, then y'all know exactly which direction to go. I may just throw the setups in the list anyway, just to make people aware. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I think, I don't trust that afternoon buy-in that happened. I'm still thinking downside movement, but I did see some strength showing up in industrials, and then in a little bit in healthcare. So that's essentially where I'm seeing potential upside activity, besides the commodities like the metals. And with that, I'm gonna leave y'all with it. Y'all have a great evening, and I'll catch y'all in the morning. Peace.